right? And Kate Garraway on Good Morning Britain just last week actually said, should we not be getting kids to put masks on in schools? Check this out.
We've been talking about it this morning, flu and the spike in the number of cases. I'm sure maybe you've had it yourself, or you certainly, I'm sure, know someone that's either got it or recovering from it. Schools have a role to play in this because there's a question about how they manage that infection and how they keep that key area between 5 and 14 safe that sort of misses out on the protection of vaccination sometimes. Are you considering face masks in school? How are you approaching this as we head into the peak moment?
I mean, I can scarcely believe my ears when I heard that.
No, Mike, so I've done a piece on my kind of Substack, statsjamie.co.uk on this morning because we've got to call this out because if you remember what was going on in 2020 and 2021, Mike, you'd have those daily press conferences. And how many times did you see like Laura Kuenssberg and Robert Peston? They'd stand there and the government would make some big announcements and they would always be calling, don't you think we need some more lockdown? Don't you think we should go in a bit harder? And this is for exactly the same playbook. So the schools minister's on there now with Kate Garraway to talk about some stuff. And she's literally, as you say, are you considering face masks? And then she gives an answer. Why not have face masks? So the question then begs in terms of, well, what's the facts and the evidence on that? Well, we've got some actually, Mike. So Department for Education did a study on the impact of face masks. They found there was no statistical difference when you were looking at the absence rates of schools that had face masks on and those who didn't. But what they also cited in the same report, Mike, is that pupils said 80% of them said it made communication difficult. Not surprised if you got this mask on you. And 55% of them said it made learning more difficult. So why would you want to make education more difficult for the children by putting masks on? And that clip that you showed there, Mike, it's like they're goading and making the government look weak and bad if they don't put masks on. But you've got to look at what's the facts and the evidence on this, Mike. So, it's right to call this out. It's good that you're calling it out, Mike, because, some common sense we need on this, not let's muzzle all the children in schools again.